Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I got a tale of two foxes for you. So, as we are now learning, it is being reported that Iran has shot down a U.S. Reaper drone. Now, I want to say right now, or shot at, he didn't shoot it down. That's actually very, very possible. Let me repeat that. It's very possible. They're mixing things here. I want to reiterate that. Right now, facts are being mixed to mislead people into what this is all about. Now, I'm going to show you two different clips from Fox. Basically, we have one with the president trying to confirm what Pompeo has said about this, and that Iran is absolutely responsible for this. And we're moving further and further towards military conflict, in my opinion, because of it. And then we're going to play this clip here in which it appears that this former military man is questioning the attacks. But then somebody at Fox News asks the obvious question. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let them say it. It's a bad word on YouTube. You're not allowed to talk about it. A setup, if you will. And he's like, oh, no. So, there's a lot of propaganda in here, and we really need to understand that. So I want to reiterate the headline of this story, that Iran tried to shoot down a Reaper drone that arrived on the scene of the oil tanker attacks. That may absolutely be true. Absolutely. And that part of the story, I really do believe, is there to mislead you into believing things that are not there. So let's play this.
President Trump saying he knows Iran is responsible for a recent series of tanker attacks, and his Defense Department providing what it says is video evidence. Correspondent Kevin Corke is at the White House to show us tonight. Good evening, Kevin.
Evening, Brett. The video is, if nothing else, compelling. That is, if what it purports to show is accurate, that the Iranians are in fact...
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, whoa. Let's pull it back, Foxy. What video? Have we seen this video? Where's the video? Wait, he's like, well, the video is stuff. Wait, if it purports, well, why can't we see this thing? Shouldn't we be able to see this days later with the Pentagon saying all the intelligence says it's them? The style of attack? I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, honestly, we shouldn't trust anything that comes out anymore anyway, because digital fakery is absolutely real after the fact. Hollywood effects are not Hollywood effects. They're effects a guy like me can do in his home in a matter of hours, sometimes minutes, depending on the sophistication of what you're trying to show. So once again, right now, out of the gates, I'm like, oh, the video. All right, so we're seeing. I haven't seen any video.
Back behind a series of attacks on vessels in the region, and that's precisely what the president believes.
Happy birthday to you.
Very nice.
A happy 73rd birthday serenade for President Trump at the White House today. But while his attention in the Rose Garden was trained on domestic health care policy, earlier he took square aim at a familiar international storyline, Iran's destabilizing behavior.
Well, Iran did do it, and you know they did it because you saw the boat. I guess one of the mines didn't explode.
So let's stop. Iran did do it, and you know they did it because they saw the boat. This is a president that promised he was going to take on the deep state, guys. All right? When are we going to get a president? Now, I'm not running, but I'm just saying, if I acknowledged a deep state on the way into office, I now acknowledge that there was a coup attempt on me by that very deep state that also he refers to by name as the military-industrial complex when talking about Syria recently. Me, as the president, I'd want to see the evidence first before spouting my mouth off about it. And now he's telling us that they absolutely did it. Let's continue.
And it's probably got essentially Iran written all over it.
What Iran did.
Wait, whoa. It's probably got like Iran essentially written all over it. Guys, why do we allow ourselves to be talked to like children. Like children. You might as well be telling me that Santa Claus is real and he's coming early this year and I'll see him tomorrow on my doorstep. Because it's probably essentially got Santa Claus written all over it. You got it? So right now, you know, we all know what they did. I'd like to get this video out there, so I'm going to remain minimal on that. And we're also going to play the Pompeo clip where he can barely keep a straight face. I know I've played it ad nauseum, but it needs to be seen to be believed. Okay, in fact, before we play this clip here, which I think is very important because it's got a lot of truth in it, but it's also got a setup for an international coalition based on presenting evidence to the United Nations. All right, that's the backdrop on this bad boy. But again, it's the only one asking the question of a quote-unquote setup or FF. I don't want to say the word. It's terrible that it's gotten this Orwellian. But we're going to let Pompeo here. Look at the smirk. Look at smiles. It's Mikey P, everybody. He's not Donnie Deep State. He's not Billy Bilderberg. No, 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 no. He's a hero. He likes Trumpy.
It is the assessment of the United States government.
Oh, wait. Why are you biting your lip? Wait. Are you biting your tongue? Oh, you're licking your chops as you get ready to lie. Look at that eyeball just come up. There it is. Old Mikey P.
It is the assessment of the United States government that the Islamic Republic of Iran is responsible for the attacks that occurred in the Gulf of Oman today.
See how his voice cracked? He's like laughing as he's doing this. He can't keep a straight face. Think about that. Look at this man. Look at Mikey P. Do you believe him? Do you believe him?
This assessment is based on intelligence, the weapons used, the level of expertise needed to execute the operation, recent similar Iranian attacks on shipping, and the fact that no proxy group operating in the area has the resources and proficiency to act with such a high degree of sophistication.
See, that's where I brought it together on that one. You see, a high degree of sophistication. You know, that's where the voice isn't cracking as much. He's getting a little more comfortable with the lie. And listen, this guy is an admitted high-level liar. He laughs about it. He jokes about it. He tells you how he was trained to do it.
I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses.
Oh! We had entire training courses so I could just lie to you guys about things of importance that cost the lives of millions of people. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So now, again, when I see this is the and it's shameful. It's shameful that this is the only person in mainstream media even asking the question. And it's also shameful what this is a setup for. So let's play this clip. A Tale of Two Foxes.
Well, good afternoon, Neil. I think that right at this point, we need to get irrefutable proof presented at the UN, make sure the international community understands what has happened, that it in fact is the result of Iranian actions or their proxies, and then we hold them accountable.
So obviously we want to do this in the auspices of the UN. We don't seem, it seems at this point, Commander, to want to do this alone. But what would it ultimately be that we do?
All right, so there you go. Already the allusion to building a coalition based on evidence to the United Nations. Let's not forget Colin Powell presenting evidence of weapons of mass destruction. All right? Now, he's irrefutable. I'd like to see the irrefutable evidence. Number one, I think that's numero uno. All right? So let's continue here.
Well, Neil, I would hearken back to the days in the late 1980s when the tanker wars were going on. You had Iran and Iraq at war with each other, and the U.S. took it upon itself, along with the international community, to escort these oil tankers in and out of the Gulf. At that time, we needed proof that Iran, in fact, was mining the waterways there, that they were conducting some of the attacks that were going on. I think we need that same level of proof here, because if we're going to act in a manner that is going to hold the Iranian government and the mullahs responsible for what's happened, we have to have that level of irrefutable proof. We don't want to do anything less, because we want to not be the lead in this thing, but be the ones that put together this international coalition.
Boom, and there it is. Now, again, he's asking for irrefutable. I want irrefutable proof. The president of the United States should have asked for irrefutable proof before he said the quote that he did. You know, let's see if we can just dial it back to that quote. Well, Iran did do it, and you know they did it because you saw the boat. Who's you? I haven't seen any boat. And an Iranian boat on the scene of something like this does not mean they did anything. All right? And again, I think the headline is probably correct. That Iranian boat or boats or forces probably did try to shoot down a U.S. Reaper drone. However, that has nothing to do with the attacks in the Gulf. I guess one of the mines didn't explode, and it's probably got essentially Iran written all over it. Definition, I have no idea what's going on. So this guy here saying we need irrefutable proof to present to the United Nations so we can build a coalition. Remember those coalitions of the willing? This is the last domino to fall in the war on terror officially from the 5-year plan that obviously took a little longer that Wesley Clark talked about publicly, that we've gone over many times. But let's continue.
Iran is attacking the world's oil supply, not just U.S.
Why would Iran do something so foolish, though? If you think about it, even working through its agents, whether the Houthi rebels or these other groups, knowing full well we've got an armada already there, we can just wipe them out at a moment's notice if it ever came to that. Why would they risk that wrath? They don't have too many friends in the region supporting them.
Well,
yeah, let's stop. Obvious. Why the hell would they even think about doing this? Why? They probably wouldn't. That's interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. They know they're threatened militarily. It doesn't make... Why, the guys in the region, what is going on? Why is Fox News the only one saying this? Now, here's the spin. Remember, he was saying we need irrefutable proof. We need to go to the United Nations. We need to build a coalition. And now he's going to give you the excuses that he thinks that, obvious. Well, if the intelligence community says they have the evidence, I'm sure they have the evidence, and we just need the irrefutable proof to do this.
Things. One, I think they want to just ratchet it up, and it's going to raise the price of oil, which means they're going to get more money in their coffers for the little bit of oil that they are getting out of their country and being used around the world. But the second thing is, it's very bizarre that they would pull something like this off while Prime Minister Abe is there visiting with the Supreme Leader Khamenei. I mean, it just does not make sense. So there may be a little bit of internal machinations going on within the Iranian government itself between hardline.
All right, so there it is. So now he kind of spins that too. He goes, well, you know what? That is very odd that with him in the region, well, maybe there's some internal battling within the Iranian forces. Now think about this. The United States intelligence community has been known to fund rebels and work with the enemy. Al-Nusra, anyone? Oh, is that Al-Qaeda? Same thing? Syria? Anybody? Bueller, mainstream reports? So let's just say we've been talking about proxy forces of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. So these proxy forces are actually, maybe mad at the United States and driven by U.S. intelligence, so we can link them to this. That's also a very real possibility. So now he's playing it out that, there may be some internal fighting within, because that does seem a little odd. Now he's going to go full board and raise the obvious question that I'm not seeing anybody talk about.
Someone trying to set him up, Commander. That's what I'm getting at here. I'm not saying that's the case, but if you want to, trigger a battle with Iran, that's a good way to do it.
I think that right now, trying to figure out if we've got a false flag, I don't believe it. I think the Iranians, in fact, are behind this. We probably have the intelligence to back that. Clearly, Secretary Pompeo, as well as Acting Secretary of Defense Shanahan, believe it. And at this point, we need to get that intelligence to a point where we can declassify it, share it with the American people first, then with the world, so that we can understand the threat that Iran represents to the world's oil supply and the energy flow that comes in and out of that region.
See how propaganda works, folks? And it's okay, because a guy like Pompeo will also allude to the fact that God may have sent Trump to save Israel from Iran. And remember, the original intelligence on all these things that were happening before Bilderberg this year, they were coming from Israel. That Iranian forces or proxy forces may be threatening U.S. interests in the region. And then lo and behold, these series of attacks happened, and admitted liar, cheater, and thief who took courses on it and thinks it's hilarious, thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, just told us that, well, hey, guess what? We can kind of do what we want because of the Military Authorization Act of 2001 after September 11th. And this guy's given presentations on it. And you think I'm kidding you? No. They're already saying, hey, you know what? We can already do this. We can do whatever we want here. Do you get it? And we read this on air, and that's part of it. And we're in a scary situation right now, guys. We got a president that says he believes him. We got all sorts of propaganda on the news. We got a demonetization system on this platform that makes sure that my videos get 20 to 80% less traffic because I'm talking about real issues and it's not a cat video or an unboxing. So if you like real news, if you want to support me, please hit that subscribe button right now. You can go for the notifications. I love it when you're live with me. But if you just favorite this page, just come back. We're making all sorts of videos. Took a little time off yesterday to go check out Bellator 222. Big ups to John Fitch for that. It was awesome. Just a great experience altogether. I'm a real person just like you guys, and I'm not left or right. I'm all about right and wrong. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll see you on the other side. Join the Burmis Brigade today.